I didn't see a chance to name it. This is different than when I used to do it. But, shoot. I wasn't ready for it to start. Here we are. Here we are anyway. Let me get set up here, and then we'll get rolling. But have a lot to work on. So I thought I'd just bring you guys along. I got my Bad Habit Freestyle Pro C truck here. Gonna give it a clean down. Trying to see if I have any batteries that's still working here or not. So yeah, a lot of things that I've got to get figured out at the time being. But I got some small projects I thought I'd work on. We'd sit here and chat. Got my iPad. What's up? Almost on lunch break. Yeah. Taking a little break here from other stuff, trying to get some stuff in order. Trying to change out some. This is normally on my X-Max remote, so we're gonna switch that back. But that Mark Santa Maria handle. But yeah, I've got some trucks working on. Go over, talk about some stuff we're gonna be doing on the channel. What's up, Cody? Talk about some stuff we're gonna be changing up here on the channel. And then getting things fired up. What's up, John Martin? Getting ready to run RCs again tonight. So it's gonna kind of be a full RC day of things. Got my coffee all brewed up here and doing this quick switcheroo. And you guys don't, I guess, don't have to look at me. I can just flip this around. Look at that beautiful day we're having here. I'm not gonna actually, I don't think, be able to make it to Walters now because of the stuff I have in Friday morning. But we'll see. But I'm trying to make it. It all depends if I have something in the evening as well, because it'll just be too long of a day. Too long of a day. But just getting all this stuff switched out of here. My area here is kind of wobbly, so the table's probably gonna wobble a lot as I move because of the desk that I'm on here is on a wooden deck, and the wooden deck is not very sturdy. It shakes a lot. It's ginormous. I'm gonna get the live stream going here on my iPad, and then I'll be able to see the comments a little easier than trying to look around the back of the phone. What's going on, RC? Next Tuesday? How are you guys? Microphone working too. All right, can I find my live stream on here? Where's it showing up? There's just got my logo. No screenshot or anything. Yeah, so I like to be able to film and drive at the same time, so these one-handed wheel things are awesome. And I've got several things I'm planning to run today, so we're gonna work on getting all that stuff situated here. Sorted out. Nevo Sandoval watching from the UPS truck. Don't tell my boss. Oh gosh, and I just said your name. So there we go. That was bad of me. So yeah, I just gotta find out where the screw went to. And we'll get this. It's one of these two. Probably this longer one. But this Mark Santa Maria grip needs to go back on this one. I'm probably gonna get rid of the Bigfoot. Sorry, Traxxas. Nothing against you on that one too much. Well, a little bit. It should have been solid axle. And yeah, well, we just want to talk about it. It's a good starter for somebody, but it's not something I need in my fleet. I'd rather put that money toward something else. I actually kind of thought it would be a little faster than it was, and I don't feel like paying to do all the upgrades to it. So we're just gonna count it as a loss, and we made some content with it, so that's good. But yeah, this is gonna get a cleaning. And then Travis had an idea for me here. The audio changed. All right, let me do something here. Bluetooth off. the Bluetooth off because it went to my I thought it went to my iPad here, and so, yeah. I know, go, man, go. I should be working on my 24 scales. That's next, but I'm trying to get this stuff situated. As per my live stream, I'm trying to get this finally cleaned up and, moved out of the bedroom so that I'm not being weird and having that there. So, I actually need, like, another table to put this phone on because it just shakes so much. Oh, well, we'll give it a go. So, yeah, you did see these at, Horizon RC Fest. These trucks are awesome. It is not a low C, but I have my Razor Ray sitting on the floor here. I'm gonna take that out and run it. That's the other thing I've been working on. I've been charging up some batteries, but yeah, it's a little dusty. So my thought was to give it a little bit of a shakedown. Am I going to beat the creek? I am not going to beat the creek. I kind of wish that I was. You know what? I think I have something I can put this phone on. Hold on. Try this table here. There's the Razor Ray. She's ready to go. Battery in it. There'll still be some movement from the just the table moving, but it shouldn't be, or the deck moving, but it shouldn't be as bad. So we'll see. And hopefully the audio. Oh, I don't have as many of these wipes as I thought I did left. I'm gonna have to go sparingly with them. They worked really good on a couple other RCs I had, so I thought I would give it a go on this and just hopefully not melt the plastic on it like I did on one of these before. That was not a good day. That was right before the World Finals, so just just don't need to be a perfect clean down, and just a little bit of one, just so it's not so dusty. But their audio's better. Yeah, I took my earpiece out because I could hear the live stream on here, and I didn't want to be listening to it. And I figured that the mic wasn't working on it, but apparently it was, even though the headphones were working on the other one. So the creek can beat itself. Yeah, that was a super mess. This all just melted down. It was insane. I mean, like before your eyes, it was melting. It was crazy. So hopefully this doesn't have that same effect. There's not as much going on with it, but I also can't get the parts again if it does. Not easily, at least. I have to figure a whole new way to get it working again. Little does anybody know, I actually have a whole nother one of these that's brand new that's waiting for me to finish it. It's so close. Now that I have some time, I'm gonna try and get in and finish some of those projects that I already paid into. And that's the sucky part. I already paid for this stuff and just never built it. Um, that's about as wasteful as you can get, right? And so I have some really good stuff that I want to see finished. Holy cow, look at that. You guys see that? That is loose, that plastic piece on the back of the axle that holds all this together. Oh, tighten that down while we're at it. What's up, Javier? We will get that tightened up and sorted out. Man, I'm gonna blame that on Dana. He said he drove it and that would have probably been the last time that it was driven. Probably. Yes, Travis, I actually mentioned you. Um, and that you had mentioned a great thing that I should do, and that's show that truck. Because I've had it for a while and I've run it for a while, but I don't have that many videos of it running. It was more just trail runs with buddies and not filming it. Although I do have video of it when somebody else owned it, the previous guy that I used to go, we used to go camping in a group, RC camping in Virginia. It was tons of fun. And he would kick all of our butts with his TF2, and we'd have like axials and all this built stuff. And his built TF2 kicked our butts. And I finally, it had gone through a couple of hands of the different people in the group, and I finally landed with it. Checking everything. But yeah, go big or go home. Somebody went big. That is, it's missing a screw. So I'm gonna have to take one out in order to find another screw to match and put it in there. Dang. So there's definitely some dirt on here still from that last race because it was clay and they'd been watering it, and so there's definitely. But even not, there's so much of that dust, that Axial Fest, or not Axial Fest, the Horizon RC Fest dust on here. It feels good to just get in here and give it a little wipe down. Double A Day, curious about the Traxxas transmitter benefits. I hate them. I think they're the worst transmitters. They work for range, but ergonomically, I don't like how they feel. One-handed or two-handed. I don't like where the hand where the wheel is on it. I wish it was forward a little more. It's just I don't like the grip of it. So, um, but it's a pain to kind of switch them out with all the Traxxas stuff that's in it and built into them. So, uh, to drive it one-handed, I have this Mark Santa Maria grip on this one. I have DSM off-road ones on other ones. So there was a time when DSM was out of his, and so I ordered some from Mark Santa Maria because normally I would get him most of my thumb grip stuff from DSM off road. So, anywho, shout out to both of those guys. Ergonomics are important. Yes, Pete, ergonomics are important, and they don't take that into account, and they've left it that way forever. And they're obnoxious radios. The even these ones that are like stock ones. This is my low C Razor one. I prefer just kind of the where everything feels. It's just also closer too. Yeah, and high. And that's the other thing. It's up high. Anyway, don't love them. These are my radios right here. But I have gripes about these too. I wish somebody would tell Spectrum to give us more than 20 on. Give us a rugged. I'll pay more for it if you give me one that'll do like 100 cars on it. It's not like it's that big of an upgrade to be able to hold that many. Probably even just a software update, I would guess. But us crawler people, we have the most RC cars or bashers or whatever, not crawlers only, but the race guys that get the radios that are expensive and whatever don't even need it to hold 100 cars. But that's something else. That's it's one of those things, food for thought. And you'd think that they'd have thought about it for it going forward. Again, it's not expensive to add that little bit more memory to it, feature wise, I'm guessing. So the question is why? He's harping on him. I just don't I just literally don't understand it. Like, and I don't mind even, like I said, paying a little extra for it for that to be a feature, but instead I have three of these radios. and I had to figure out which one had my TF2 on it and this truck on it for doing some running because, we have 3 of them and they're luckily they're different colors too, so, um, one each of the boys have one and then I have one. Oh, that's how I say it, but I ended up buying them all, of course, but they have their cars on them and then a bunch of my cars on them. So, like, 3 of the spots maybe are their stuff and then the rest are mine. Um, yeah, my shirt from that event is still stained. Currently doing the same on a Baja 2.0, so many screws to get apart. Yeah, says they work for stock, but I wouldn't use it for anything else. Double A day, right? And you know what? I I don't ever upgrade any of my Traxxas stuff. Um, we were starting to with the TRX4Ms, and we pretty much stopped using them when everything else went down. I kept the X Max. I think it's still one of the better RCs made. But again, I just run it stock, and it's awesome that way. A lot of people upgrade them and break them and create a lot of problems for themselves by doing the upgrades. I'm curious to see what ExoCage thinks with his stock one. I know he was just having fun with it, and that's all I kind of would go out and do it is just have fun with it. I wasn't needing it to do all the crazy stunts and whatnot. If I could just air it out and monster truck it, I was having a good time with it usually. So, but the RC talk during lunch, right? The lady agreed on the X Max. I mean, you can make it go crazy, but it's like you don't need it to. And you change out the wheels because everybody does that. That's the first thing everybody does with an RC is get metal wheels and big heavy tires and all this extra junk, and then they end up tearing up the diffs in them because the diffs weren't meant to handle that kind of resistance and a moving mass and having to stop it and start it and all that. And then they're throwing like crazy power at it too, which they also weren't created for. So some cars, it's like at a certain point, you like it's pretty good as it is. But I'm also not trying to thunder RC it. I'd say that. I think that's cool for him what he's doing, but he's constantly working on them. And I think coming back to me for a second here, where do I do that? How do I do that? I don't usually use this. I always use StreamYard. Um, Coming back to me, even what I'm doing right now, I've got other things on the bench that I have to build and do whatever. And those are the things I typically get hung up on because, I know I was watching Matt and Josh last night and they were talking like 85% they like working on stuff. And I'm the opposite. Like I love to run them. So like stopping to work on them is kind of the pain for me. I'd rather be out filming them, running and doing stuff with them. And so if you're doing that all the time and then you're creating the videos of them running and all that, you don't really have the time then to be working on them and going crazy with the build side of them. Uh, I mean, you have to choose, and it really comes down to what you like and want to be doing with stuff. And I do. I really like running RC cars. So um, if it runs how I like it to, like the Razor, not going to change anything. Certain things, well, so I say this and I say this, I'd say the exact same about the Traxxas. Eh, Stock servos, you guys know, they're not that great. So that would be one thing that I would upgrade on them, but I don't feel like it really requires, and that's not really going to be much of a break point for things. Yeah, it could, especially on crawlers, get you into a bind. Man, they're doing some digging over there up on that hill. That house is for sale across the street. It's pretty sweet. There's a huge workshop barn thing in the back of it. It'd be a pretty sweet place. So much yard too to like you could do RC stuff with. But uh Pete, did I get an LMT2? I did not get an LMT2. Um, I think they look really cool. I I've said in several of the videos that I'm so happy because I'd heard about it and just through the grapevine, and I'm still under. I don't do many review stuff for Horizon anymore, but that part of it's my own fault. I kind of got out of doing stuff because I got so busy working. But the and it was good. I will say that because it stopped being fun as well. The review stuff, and so that's why we're kind of changing things up again to make RC fun again. For me personally, and getting back into the monster trucks and all that. Um, I was worried that it was going to be really gimmicky with the trick modes and all that, and all I could think of was, man, what are those toys? Who makes Spin Master like or something like that? But I was blown away at how awesome they did it, and it still takes skill, and so I think that's kind of what makes it so cool is that it's not just like a gimme move, like you hit a button and it does the trick for you. There's still a lot of driving involved, and I know that Mini Jam does the like monster truck racing, all that down in Texas. Got one, and he was really struggling to get it to bicycle, and I don't think he actually got it into a stoppie. And he said he was still trying to work on that, getting it up on the nose and walking it. But those guys that were kind of doing those tricks anyway, like Big America, LVCRC, they had it down, and it's pretty cool. So um, yeah, it's on my list of things to get, but I need to sell a few things in order to afford it. Um, so, and having just um, not having a job at the moment and just kind of coming back to YouTube, that's not like that extra money's not there. So, we'll be hopefully getting our hands on somebody else's to just toy around with a little bit, um, and just kind of see how it works and how it drives and all that. But yeah, we'll see. Hey, Dirk. Pete said, glad to hear you're making some changes. Making fun again as another industry guy. I know the burnout is real. Yeah, yeah. Um, and I was loving, what I was doing. I was getting back into music again. I'm still doing the music stuff. Um, but yeah, there's some changes in the amount that I have to work, and now also I worked every weekend. I was working for a church, so um, it made it tough to get to events. It made it tough to do a lot of stuff. It's always hard to take a weekend off, even though I had four that I could use. Last year, I used Axial Fest. I used the Monster Jam World Finals was an event that took it up. Great Lakes Gauntlet. So that was three of the four, and I don't remember what I used the fourth one for. Um, but I wasn't able to make Horizon RC Fest from it. But I'm gonna try to make it to Horizon RC Fest this year. I gotta try to afford a few batteries for these race trucks. So they use the Spectrum shorties, or I guess it could be any shorties, but I run most of the Spectrum Smart stuff. My chargers are that, so I'll probably have to get a couple of those 2S shorty packs. And then the worst part is they don't really fit in it, so I have to take sandpaper to them and round all the corners to fit in this case because they're a little bit uh, out of out of square for it or out of size of the other brands. But yeah, anyway, caught alive. Have friends out in Fowlerville. Hey, that's not far. Back to the Kyosho Outlaw vids. I still have that, T Jenkins. I still have that out, and it's so overpowered. It's so overpowered. Um, that would be a fun video to do. That's it. So yeah, I've got. So I'm kind of in the phase right now of like looking over. We'll take a walk. I'll show you my uh, ungodly mess and all that that I've got here that I've now got to figure out what to do with. Um, so What do I got? Oh, I was just working on like a little parking area over here the past couple weeks with gravel, and so now that was gonna be like for home groups and all that kind of thing. But I may smooth it out and just run like some of the mini armas over here. It's pretty hard and it packs in pretty good. It's a little rocky, but it's gravel. So when you get it kind of packed in there, it's not too bad. So I could run some minis here if I smooth it out. But yeah, the track area, I gotta get the tractor out over here. It's finally drying up and it's not too bad. I still have some stuff, some small jumps. I kind of shrunk everything down over there because of the way that I was running with the razor rays and the that I didn't really need the big air. I just was having fun driving. So yeah, we can do little monster jam course over there for the mini LMTs. But the main thing is I got to get I got to get the garage sorted. You guys aren't gonna believe this. I've seen them before, and it's been bad before. It's something else right now. Tell you that much. Um, so new 4-wheeler, and then this whole mess of stuff. Now that we have to save our pop bottles and all that, 'cause we have to turn them in. They get dropped out here by the boys. Most of these are broken. We had like a church home group here with kids doing RC, and they broke a bunch, and so they got stacked there last fall. As you can see, they've not been touched. I just started working on the granite because they went through just so many cars. I mean, it was one after the other, just breaking stuff. Then I fixed up the raminator, so I had a whole bunch of stuff on here working, and then all the broken stuff under there. It's been a nightmare. Um, so here right now, I'm trying to figure out what batteries I have, and then which ones still work. I have a lot of them that read 1 volt, and that's the problem. So I got a couple of the big guys down here, but I got rid of the Bari build that was there. Still the DVXL, and yeah. So there's under stuff I put out like a big rock I gotta fix. That's a team associated. That's like a crankcase or something for the 4-wheeler. Um, yeah, uh, Vortex up there. There's several other Sentins. There's some Team Corrales. I mean, we busted a lot. They'd come back and like, it broke. I'm like, holy cow! All right, let me see if I got more. I had to go get another one for them, and they're like, this one broke too. I'm like, dude, they're not like you mean to say I broke another one? Don't say another one broke. Like I broke another one. And one of the kids especially just was like one after the other after the other. It was insane. Um, the comments aren't popping up here. Oh yeah, here we go. So these are still all in fixed up order, good to go on this rack. The UMG 10, my favorite, tucked in here. That thing's a beast. All of our boat stuff got thrown in here at the end of the year. And then these are my other kind of keeper runners up there. Kingsling, Outcast 4S. Motorcycle might run that today. The Heat Wave. Got my J Concept Stout Bigfoot there. SCX6 with some new Proline tires to go on it. And then the Losi 5T that I really need to find somebody to help me get that thing running again. I'd had somebody install an aftermarket pipe on it, and it's never worked really since then. So, and I don't know where the stock muffler was in order to put it even back on and just run it. So, it's kind of a bummer. It's just been sitting there and it's freaking rad. But so, yeah, so I got to sort all of this out. All my ice fishing stuff, all that's got to go away. So, I've got to busy like get things back into working order kind of the thing. But it starts today. So, but I also want to run some things because I just need like the motivation to really get back into running them. Uh, like like I used to, because I absolutely love running that thing, regardless of what other people think about it. I think it's pretty cool. But the SCX6 I just had out. I've been running crawlers. I've just been running minis and stuff like that. But we'll figure out. Yeah, Grom race. If we're gonna do that, I'm gonna go to your place, Matt. We'll run them there. But I think I'll call that on the cleaning for a little bit. I need to do some more work on that. We can take a look at this guy for the time being, because as Travis said, you guys haven't really seen it. So I got it, and it was like a shiny, sparkly blue. You can kind of see it still in there. I tried my best to kind of rough it up a bit, adding dents, heating it up and adding some dents and making it look a little bit more beat and like weathered with the sun beating down on the old truck up on the roof. Um, it got rejected from the so all this stuff was done by somebody else, interiors and all that. Um, but yeah, uh, took it to USTE, had a blast with it there, running it there. Some things though, like these were plastic, I guess, or fiberglass, so they wouldn't have rusted. So that's not scale, but um, yeah. The problem was this was cut and shortened before like the short wheelbase, all that kind of stuff came out, or short bed and all that. And so, they were working magic and doing that. I also painted the hood black just so it wouldn't be the same color because it was all like a blue. And I'm not a big fan of blue cars. So we I also didn't feel like repainting the whole thing and taking everything out. So I changed up the door color here, but you can see here where the paint is chipped off. Excuse me. Um, After USTE was done, yeah, we'll call it mud. There's just mud on here. It's not rusted. Um, After USCE was done, I was taking a photo of all of the stuff. We're doing my ending video. I had him sitting on my Jeep. At that time, I had that Jeep Wrangler, um, and all the cars that we ran were on the hood. Well, this one just it didn't have this motor in it, and it just wheeled itself right off the front and dropped. And so there was some damage that was done, and I finally fixed that. But it just means that now it needs some more paint, which will probably just end up being another rust and dent job that I'll do kind of here, just because of where it's showing through. But all this broke off, and I had to repair it, and this is broken off. I'll probably break that the rest of the way out on both sides just to match. But I mean, overall, it's pretty cool build. It's running the Axe system in it now. I moved that over here. Um, but yeah, he's got it set up pretty well with the shooter shackles and everything on here. Looks like this shock isn't actually. Is it connected? Yeah, it's connected. Okay. But it's pretty drooped as far as the setup goes. But it just handles it handles so good. Yeah, it's got the Terraflex pieces on here, and there's actually somewhere I think a new set of these um, that I'd bought because I thought something else with it broke. Um, but the way that it's set up too is like these are actually loose, but I have to tighten that down. I like it that I don't have to put screws into it. It's just these posts stick out, and we just kind of bend it, flex the body over it. But yeah, just need to get a screw little thing in there and tighten that up. But yeah, we'll get a run video of it. Check out this old receiver. Sheesh. But yeah, didn't do bad with my solders on there. Too bad. It's leaf sprung, but for that, like, it's done really good. Doesn't rely much on them. It's just kind of a droop setup. And like I said, it's when he would rock it, it would perform really good. So we're gonna get a video of it running, just showing it off again, and then also let me see where I might need to work on some stuff. Um, but it's a good truck. We do have the winch on it, all that installed from RC four-wheel drive. Got a CCxRC servo in here. Obviously, I think it's one of the first ones that I got. Old logo on it. What is it? 422? No, 555. It's a 555. Old school titanium gears. But you can see it's seen some rocks, and she's held up pretty well. So anyway, Travis had wanted to see that. Let's see if that part's in here. It's not. A whole bunch of stuff in the back. USTE sticker. But probably do some more of these live stream kind of things along the way here. Just now that we're back to kind of doing it full time, I'll probably do some either morning ones or there's so many live streams that are in the evening. Um, I might do some for different time zones, all that kind of stuff. Just one more kind of stuff I might throw down and make some content this way. Do some different stuff. The shop mini RC, what's going on? But yeah, so that'll be its own video. It'll probably just be a walking, talking video, just kind of talking about the performance of it. It doesn't have super great tires on here. Some mud terrains. They're small though, just scale. And that's the other thing that I did switch out on. I went with a smaller tire. Now with it being such a high ride, it almost looks too small. Am I going to be at the Beat the Creek? I don't believe so. At the time when it was all being scheduled, I didn't have weekends available, but um, yeah. So I could probably make it, but I don't have anything planned for it, and um, I'm just kind of waiting to see how uh, budgets and all that land after the first or second month here doing this. So we're gonna wait on things and then figure it out from there. What's up, Crawler Tracks? So yeah. Anyway, I'll just keep this one short. Just wanted to do a quick hey. Here's what we're working on. We got monster trucks out. I would be running that thing right now if, which is a good thing that I couldn't, because I need to find a screw to put in the axle. Um, but yeah, I would be running it right now had had a battery that would have worked in it. And so it's a good thing that I didn't. And we'll get it fixed up. I have another one that it's clean and it's in awesome condition, and it's got some custom acrylic links on it that one could be run right now. But again, I got to figure out battery situations, and that's why I'm going through all my batteries and seeing where things are with them and what ones work and don't, and then finding out where to take all the ones that don't. So I know like some places, some Home Depots and that'll take LiPo batteries. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Um, Catching up. Sam and Ken, thanks for popping in here at the end too. Double A Day, Mir Dep. Eric, thanks. That looks great. I didn't see you. X Lewis RC, Ferris, John Martin, T Jenkins, Sleek, Hobbies RC, Dirk, Radioactive Scale, Double A Day. All you guys, thanks for jumping in here. Go Man Go, Matt Flanders, Travis, and we'll see some of those guys tonight comping. And I also have to find time in the day after I do this run and stuff to fix my trucks for tonight. So it's gonna be a busy day, but it's gonna be fun. Have fun. I'll see you guys. We'll catch you next time.